Are you looking for a RAID log template in Google Sheets, just like the one you can see on screen? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how to create this important document and some recommendations and suggestions for how to set it up and how to populate it on your projects. So before we begin, let's just very briefly touch upon what this document is. A RAID log is a list that helps you track risks, assumptions, issues, and dependencies on your projects. Now, you need to keep this up to date during the project, but it also should be created at the forefront and at the start before the project begins. It just helps you and your teams stay on track and avoid problems further down the line. So as you can see, we've got a summary tab, which runs some important analysis and helps us to see exactly what is developing as time goes on. But this is likely the template you are looking to build. So let me just walk you through all of the columns and how I set this up, including the formatting and then some of the most important drop downs. So the first thing I've done is I have created a table. So to do that in Google Sheets, it's very, very simple. You just put your column headers in. So if I just did test 1 and test 2, just as an example, if I then selected all of those and selected a content area, and then if I right clicked and then selected convert to table, it creates this formatting and visual look and effect. So that is what I'd recommend that you do. It makes it look a lot more professional. It's much easier to manage. And there are also some other benefits of having tables in Google Sheets as well. So that's how I've got this to look the way it does. I've also bolded row 1, and then I've just renamed the table to RAID. Now, let me just walk you through the column headers and what we should be putting under each one. Now, we have phase. So what this enables us to do is enter these 4 different phases. So we have planning phase, in progress, deliverables, and results. Now, the reason why I've included these subsections is that it just enables you to add RAID items specific to each one. So for example, the planning phase. So here you can add RAID items that need to be looked at before the project starts or is in early setup. We've got in progress, so items that you're actively working on or need to manage during the main part of the project. We've also got a section for deliverables. So here you can add any RAID items that affect or relate to the outputs or products that the team is delivering. And then lastly, we have results. So RAID items related to the project's final outcome, evaluation, or post-project review, they can all go under here, and you'd be adding them as each line item. So that's the different sections related to the first column phase. We then have task. So this just enables us to give a short name or title for the, say, risk, issue, dependency, etc. Description, that enables us to add some further information about that task. It just gives us more area in order to do so. We've then got impact, and I've set this up as a drop down. So if I right click on this column and then select drop down, you can see I've set up different options here. Now we can change the color if we wanted to, and that can be nice visually. I haven't done that for now. The options we have for impact are as follows. We have negligible, low, moderate, high, and critical. Now I don't suggest that you allow multiple selections because that doesn't make sense. We then have probability. So this is a simple, that should be low, medium, or high. That hasn't been set up, so let me just do it in real time. So this should be low, medium, and then add another item, high. So it's very, very simple. Press done, and here are our probabilities. We then got a column for mitigation or action. So what are we going to do for each item, essentially? What could we do to prevent or fix it? We've then got RAID category, and this is where we are documenting, is it a risk, is it an assumption, is it an issue, or is it dependency? Now, it does typically make sense to give these kind of a color. So let me just do that now, just to give us an idea as to, there we go, what colors you may want to use. So there we go. We've then got status. I've got quite a few statuses in here. You may or may not want to use all of them. We have open, in progress, ongoing, on track, needs review, approved, overdue, on hold, resolved, and closed. Now, you may or may not want to include all of these status options, but these are ones that typically work very well in a RAID log. We then have owner, so we can assign someone who is responsible for managing or resolving said RAID item. Date added, date that that item was added to the RAID log. Date due, so when it should be fixed or reviewed. Last updated, when someone last made a change or comment. And we've also got comments and notes. So at the end here, we can add extra information, updates, or reminders. So this is the RAID log, and you'd be populating it in the various different rows under each phase. So any RAID items related to the planning phase would go in from row 3 through to 10. If you need a new row, then you just simply press this button. So that's how that works, and then you'd obviously go through all of these different phases as and when you need to. So this is the RAID log. We then have a summary, as I say, and what this is essentially enables us to do is just to document all of the different or most important KPIs. So the number of total RAID items, total open items, total closed items, total risk, total issues, assumptions, dependencies, high impact items, items due this week, and overdue items. Now these are all set up with formulas. So if you do want to get access to this summary and this particular RAID log, link in the description down below. Otherwise, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, let me know in the comment section. And with that said, over to you. Best of luck, and I hope you have an excellent day.